Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another edition of the Lives and Lessons Learned of 100 Christians. I've been looking forward to this one. It's number 87, Louis Zamperini. He was born January 26, 1917 in New York to Italian immigrants. His family included an older brother, Pete, and two younger sisters. They relocated to Torrance, California in 1919, where he faced bullying for his heritage and his thick accent. He didn't speak English as a little kid. By age 5, he was smoking. By age 8, he was drinking. A street smart delinquent, he stole food, beer, and cigarettes, once jumping rooftops to evade the police. His father taught him boxing for defense, but this just fueled his combative spirit. Near-death experiences, a house fire, and a near drowning in an oil rig did little to curb his rebellion. Desperate, his brother Pete, a track star, dragged him to the high school cross-country team at Torrance High in 1931. After a humiliating loss, Louis quit his vices and trained obsessively, becoming what they called the Torrance Tornado. He set a national high school record in 1934, and he won a California state meet, earning a scholarship to the University of Southern California, USC. At USC, he shattered records, including the National Collegiate Mile in 1938. In 1936, at age 19, the youngest U.S. qualifier for the 5,000 meters, he tied world record holder Don Lash in the Olympic trials, which means he was off to the Berlin Olympics. In the Olympics final, he placed 8th behind Finland's Gunnar Höckerts. But his blistering 56-second final lap stunned spectators. Adolf Hitler summoned him, shaking his hands and saying, "Yeah, you're the boy with the fast finish." World War II, survival at sea, and his life as a POW. Graduating USC in 1940, he enlisted in the Army Air Forces in 1941, training as a bombardier, assigned to the 372nd Bomb Squadron in the Pacific. He flew B-24 Liberators in April 1943. His plane took 594 hits from Japanese Zeros. Later, he saved 2 crewmen, earning the Distinguished Flying Cross. On May 27th, 1943, on a search mission 850 miles south of Oahu, his plane crashed, killing 8 of 11. The survivors were Zamperini, the pilot, Russell Phillips, and another guy named McNamara. They drifted 47 days on 2 rafts, 2,000 miles across the Pacific. They rationed Hershey bars and water. They caught fish and an albatross with improvised hooks. They endured shark attacks, a typhoon, and even strafing by a Japanese bomber that put a hole in one of their rafts. Dehydration caused hallucinations. After 33 days, Mac died and he was buried at sea. On day 47, they washed ashore on the Marshall Islands but were captured by Japanese forces. They were held there for 42 days where there was beating and starvation. They were transferred to various camps until their liberation in 1945. Over 2 years as POWs, Zamperini endured dysentery, pneumonia, and brutality, especially from the sadistic guard, which was known as the Bird, who targeted him for his fame, beating him often. After the war, awards include the Purple Heart, the Air Medal, and the POW Medal. He was declared missing in action and then killed in action with FDR condolences. But his survival defied the odds. Post-war struggles and a path to redemption. Returning a hero in October 1945, Zamperini married Cynthia Applewhite. They had a daughter and a son, but PTSD ravaged him. He had nightmares of strangling that old guard, the Bird, alcoholism, and he had a lot of rage. He nearly killed Cynthia in his sleep one night and planned a vengeful return to Japan. That'd be interesting. At her urging, he attended Billy Graham's 1949 Los Angeles Crusade, a sermon on Romans 10:13, "Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved." It broke him. He surrendered to Christ, forgiving captors instantly. Nightmares vanished. Sobriety followed. He became an evangelist. He preached forgiveness, starting at youth camps for delinquents. In 1950, he actually visited the prison, hugging and forgiving 850 war criminals. He actually got to carry the Olympic torch for the Nagano Olympic Games in 1998. He revisited Berlin in 2005. His story exploded via a bestseller book called Unbroken. It hit the #1 on the New York Times, inspiring Angela Jolie's film in 2014, which was titled Unbroken, and a 2015 documentary captured by Grace. His memoirs, Devil at My Heels, chronicled his story. The Louis Zamperini Foundation promotes the Unbroken curriculum in 50 states and schools, teaching at-risk resilience, empathy, and forgiveness, transforming lives one student at a time. One of the students wrote, "Your story taught me forgiveness and integrity are the answer." All right, so what kind of lessons can we learn? Channel adversity into purpose. Hardship can be a catalyst for growth when redirected into disciplined effort. Zamperini transformed his troubled youth through running, turning bullying and rebellion into motivation for success. Embrace the spotlight, but stay humble. Success requires preparation and grit, but overindulgence can humble you. His Olympic journey taught him to compete for the love of the challenge, not just for the glory, and to respect the competitors. Faith fuels true freedom. This is that part I hope that we would all remember. Forgiveness and spiritual redemption can heal the deepest wounds. Zamperini's conversion at a Billy Graham crusade ended his PTSD and his hatred, proving that forgiveness often liberates ourselves. Legacy through service. The life of impact inspires others to rise above the challenges. Zamperini's post-war work with youth and his foundation curriculum demonstrate that sharing resilience and forgiveness creates a ripple effect of positive change. I always thought he had a fascinating life, meeting Hitler at the Olympics, being adrift in a raft for that long in the middle of the ocean, being a POW in a Japanese camp. It's what an amazing, crazy life. If you get a chance, look him up, Louis Zamperini, and Zamperini. Look him up. You'll find out fascinating things about him and how Christ changed his life. Thanks so much. Take care. God bless. Bye.